Yim, 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 yim. Kwasuka-suke, long, long ago, in a time both distant, in distance and spirit, farther and further than any man can fathom, lived a mighty man, a king, mighty beyond measure. His name was Zemo, and under his reign the world trembled. His army stretched far and wide, and his name was spoken of in whispers, not out of respect, but out of fear. But power, no matter how great, can blind a man. Zemo could not be satisfied being emperor of the world. No, he sought to be a living god. And so he raised a statue in his likeness and demanded the world bow before it. Yet, there was one people that did not bow. Those who worshipped the one true God, the Amazonians. Their refusal lit a fire in Zemo's heart, and he declared war upon them. His rage was a storm that swept across their lands, and when the dust settled, the men were no more. He spared only the women, a twisted mercy from a king who still sought their submission. But the Amazonians' faith could not be broken. In the quiet that followed the slaughter, Zemo began to change. For it was not through bloodshed that he found his greatest victory, but in the mercy of the women he spared. They did not curse him as they had every right to do. Instead, they turned his wrath into something he had never known: grace. Zemo, once a self-declared god, fell to his knees. He renounced his false divinity, tearing down the statues that had once symbolized his pride. In the silence of his defeat, he heard the voice of the one true God, the God of the Amazonians. And when he returned to his people, he returned not as a god, but as a man reborn. He declared for the worship of the one true God, and in this transformation, his empire found peace. But peace does not erase the past. It lingers like a shadow, never far behind. King Zemo, now older and humbled, stood before his people, his two sons Mfekane and Simanga, on either of his sides, the tension between them palpable. Mfekane, his firstborn, a reflection of the man Zemo once was, strong, proud, a lion ready to take the throne. And then there was Sima, born after his father's transformation, quiet, thoughtful, a reflection of the man Zemo had become under God's grace. All believed Mfekane would be king. The throne was his by birthright. But Zemo, having tasted the bitterness of his own pride, saw beyond the strength of the sword. He had seen the face of the one true God and knew that a kingdom ruled by brute force alone would fall. And so against the will of tradition, Zemo spoke.